If you have just discovered the world of speed puzzling and are intrigued, well, then you just stumbled across the right video. I'll share with you some advice based on my experience as a novice speed puzzler. Hi, I'm Sandra, the Puzzling Canadian, and welcome to my channel. Well, with the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championship quickly approaching, I have been seeing a lot of content on social media about speed puzzling. And maybe you have also, and you're very interested and intrigued about this. Maybe you've never heard about speed puzzling, but want to give it a try. I was in the same situation just last year. Back in August 2023, I created a video about my journey into the world of speed puzzling. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll attach the link down below. So now I'm here to provide you some advice and tips if you want to get started in speed puzzling. This is going to be from the perspective of a very new speed puzzler, somebody like me who is just a casual puzzler, very slow, liked my pieces nice and organized, and then I decided I wanted to try speed puzzling. So if you're in the same situation and you don't know where to begin, I'll be here to provide some beginner advice and tips. Now, before I share with you my advice, I just want to tell you a little bit about the world of speed puzzling. What I suggest is that you go to the World Jigsaw Puzzle Federation website. I'll attach the link down below. This is an association with its main objective being to spread the enjoyment of speed puzzling throughout the world. And what they end up doing is holding a championship, a competition once a year, and speed puzzlers from around the world come here to compete for the top spot of the fastest speed puzzler. Now, right now, there's no qualifications required to enter that event, because if there were, clearly I would not be able to go this year. So anybody can come to this event. We have people who are really fast speed puzzlers who are fighting for the top spot. And then there's other speed puzzlers who come who just want to give it a try, see how well they do. That's the category that I'm in. Now, the World Jigsaw Puzzle Federation also has a YouTube channel, and it's there that they will stream the event live. You can go there right now and take a look at some previous championships and get an idea of what the competition is all about. Also, you'll usually find national events that are held throughout the world. Every country will do it at a different time. If you go to their website, I think there's a section called results. You can see all the results from the competitions that were held on a national basis. So if that's piqued your interest, then I'll share with you right now some of my advice to start speed puzzling. So the first thing I would suggest, since you're starting off in speed puzzling, is really to track your progress now. How fast are you right now? So what you need to track it as is pieces per minute, because that will allow you to see progression months down the road. So what is pieces per minute? That is the number of pieces that you have puzzled divided by how long it took you to complete that puzzle in minutes. And that'll give you a pieces per minute score. A lot of speed puzzlers use this. Just to give you an idea, I went to the World Jigsaw Puzzle Federation, their results from last year, the finals, and the top puzzlers were doing 13 to 12 pieces per minute. If you look at that long list, I went into the middle of the group. The middle of the pack is doing about 7 to 8 pieces per minute. And you can track it any way you want. You'll need a timer, so get some sort of timer, whether it's on your phone or just another timer. You can find those on Amazon. And then you can track it either just in a notebook, a spreadsheet. I like using a spreadsheet. I use Excel, but I also use a website called myspeedpuzzling.com, and a lot of speed puzzlers go there. It's a place where you can keep track of your speed puzzling, and at the same time, you can see how well you're doing compared to other speed puzzlers. And there are a lot of fast speed puzzlers there. So you could see what puzzles they're doing and where you fall under each category or each puzzle that you do. So once you've now tracked yourself and recorded that, I would then, before you begin, set a goal, because your goals for speed puzzlers are going to be different. Some speed puzzlers want to be in the top 25 by next year. And then other people will be they're happy with just improving their speed. So it'll help you stay focused as you are learning, because many times it'll get difficult and you kind of have to refocus and remember why you're doing this. So last year I set 3 goals when I started this. I just simply wanted to improve my speed puzzling time, even if it was just by a little bit. I also wanted just to learn new ways to puzzle, and at the same time just have fun and then meet new people in the speed puzzling community. And it's a year later, and I would say I have reached all those goals. I probably have to set some new ones, but it has helped me stay focused. And I think it's an important part of your journey through speed puzzling. Okay, so now you're ready to begin. What you need to do is practice with variety. And what I mean by variety is you need a variety of piece counts, you need a variety of brands, and a variety of images. So that means you will now need to start acquiring a lot of puzzles. You need to get them, whether that's in trades, purchased off Facebook Marketplace, thrift stores, or your regular puzzle store. You just need to get these puzzles in all different sizes and images so that you can begin your practice. Now, when I started with mainly practicing with 300 and 500 piece puzzles. And I have to say, doing being new and the type of person who's not used to speed puzzling and having all the pieces in front of you in one small area, it was a little overwhelming at first. So in hindsight, I think I really should have started with the 100 and 200 pieces. I do them now, but as a beginner, I think that's what I would suggest, is get some 100 and 200 piece puzzles. Not necessarily the ones that are big pieces, but you can. But try to find those ones that are smaller pieces to give you a feel for how it is to flip the pieces and organize your space. So of course, Ravensburger has these little cubed boxes. They have quite a few. This is 99 pieces, so this is good practice. And then the New York Puzzle Company has these small boxes, a great practice tool also. Then you can maybe move up to 200 and 300 pieces. Now, again, Ravensburger has some nice puzzles, these 201 and 300 piece ones. And the good thing about these, they're not large. They're about the same size as the pieces in the 500. So it really gives you a good idea of how to manage your space and flipping the pieces. Then eventually you need to get to your 500 piece puzzles. Ravensburger has a lot of variety. They do have 2 sizes. So you will find 500 pieces like this in that thick box. And those are the large pieces. I have practiced with these. It's a little bit, not trickier, but a little bit more awkward because the pieces are so big and you need way more space. Most of the competitions, if it's held at Worlds or at Nationals, is with Ravensburger. And it's this right here, this size, 500, that thin box and the smaller pieces. So you will need to acquire a lot of these with a variety of images, because let me just show you an example here, because puzzling this image is very different than puzzling this image. So you will need to do hard ones too. Maybe not in the beginning, just stick to the images that you like and start with those. And then as you get a little bit better, you will need to tackle those hard images. So that's why I say a variety. But it's not necessarily just Ravensburger. You can get different brands. You should try both piece cuts. So there's ribbon and there's random cut. But the ones that are ribbon cut that are very similar to the Ravensburger brand would be Trefl, Clementoni, Schmidt, Edgica, Casterland. So you can get those ones if they're more available in your area to practice speed puzzling. So now you started practicing. What you need to do is also learn from others. So how are you going to do that? Well, you need to join social media, because there is a wealth of information on social media about speed puzzling. So it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If you go to Instagram, you will see so many speed puzzlers on there sharing their time lapse, what puzzles they're working on. You'll get to know who the speed puzzlers are in your country or throughout the world. It's a really good source. Then on Facebook, a lot of the associations will have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. So I suggest you take a look at that. If you don't know the name of the association for your country, you can find that on the World Jigsaw Puzzle Federation website. They list the associations for each country. And then go to the website, go to Facebook and join their group or their page, because they will provide information about competitions or any other events. And then you can join our YouTube. You're here watching this video, so explore all the other different YouTubers, especially those who are into speed puzzling, who are experts. So one of those YouTubers is Puzzle with Emilia. So Emilia has that channel, and she also has a website, and recently she has created a speed up program. She's an expert speed puzzler, and she's decided to share her knowledge with those who are serious about doing well or improving in the speed puzzling world. So a few months ago, I decided I'm going to go join her membership, her program, because I wanted to know that if I'm going to go to Worlds, that I have done everything possible to try to improve my skill. So I've joined her program, and I found it valuable. I was able to get some tips and advice to help my speed puzzling performance. So if you haven't seen that, I'll attach the link down below. I think she has 3 different levels, so you can select which level is best for you. But I did pick up some great information from her, and I highly recommend it. Now, once you've been practicing for a while, you then have to make time for practicing some targeted skills, some specific skills when it comes to speed puzzling. So if you ask some speed puzzlers, a lot of them will say you need to practice flipping pieces. And if you go on Instagram, you will see a lot of speed puzzlers just doing that. They will just do several puzzles, flip the pieces, and see how long it takes them to flip the pieces. So what you work on really will depend on what improvement you need. A few months ago, I created a video talking about some things I was working on. One of them was not looking at the puzzle box or the puzzle image while speed puzzling. So I did some exercises for that. Now, figuring out what you need to target will be different from person to person. So a lot of times you can go to other people to ask for advice. Again, go on social media. You can see what other people are doing. Myself, I ended up doing recently, submitting a video of me speed puzzling, and Emilia analyzed it. Now, that is a service she offers. Obviously, you have to pay for it, just like having a personal trainer, but I provided that to her. She took a look at it, wrote down some points, and sent me an email with some advice on tips and tricks, or tips and advice, so that I can improve my speed puzzling. So that time will come eventually where you will now need to start participating in competitions. And I know it may be a little nerve-wracking, intimidating, but once you start doing it, you will learn a lot from there. So I suggest starting off with online competitions, because you do that at home, you do it in the comfort of your area. There's nobody else around you, just people that are on the screen. So start off with that. Your country's association may have a list of online events. I know in Canada, we have online competitions once a month for our Canadian speed puzzlers. And in the US, I think they go through speedpuzzling.com. If you go to that website, I'll attach the link down below. They have online events that are scheduled, and they also have in-person events, so you can go there. In Europe, they use speedpuzzle.eu. I know they have the Euro Jigsaw Jam, so you just need to go on social media and find out where those online competitions are. and do a few of them. And then you should register for some in-person events, because I tell you, the in-person is very different feel than the online. So you may want to start off small, maybe do some locally in your area. Maybe there's some puzzle stores in your area that are having these events. Go to those, and then eventually do the national events in your country. And if you're a little bit nervous about doing the national event, it's very large, so many people, start off with maybe a team. That's what I did last year. I joined a team, and that was my first nationals event, and I think it was much easier being introduced into the world of speed puzzling that way. And then this year I did individuals and pairs for the first time. So you can eventually go down that road, but it's really important that you get participating in those events, because you will learn a lot from it. So if you're going to be going to these in-person events, you'll need to start practicing in a limited space. And that's what I do now all the time. When I'm speed puzzling, I make sure that wherever I'm speed puzzling, it's in a small area that is relatively similar to the dimensions of the competition. So what are the dimensions? Well, it depends based on the competition. But if you just want to use the standard, I would say go to the World Jigsaw Puzzle Federation, and for the championship there, they have the dimensions listed. I think it's listed under frequently asked questions. Usually it's just a 6-foot table and divided in half. So you will only have about 3 feet of space to do your puzzle, and it's important that you do that, because managing your pieces, 500 pieces in that small space, is a skill in itself. So you need to start doing that, and doing it on a regular basis, because that will help you when you go to competitions. So my last piece of advice is don't get discouraged. When you're learning and trying to get better, it can be frustrating. You're not going as quickly as everybody else. You're not progressing as fast. It takes a lot of time. You're going to have to set aside time to do the practicing. So it can get very discouraging at times. That's why I mentioned setting goals, because it'll allow you, when you reach those points of frustration, you will go back and review, refocus, so you can get back on track to practicing and improving. So there you have it. That is a little bit of advice to help you get started in the world of speed puzzling. It's just very general, very basic. There's probably so much more suggestions you can find out there online. But just to get started, that's what I would recommend. If you have any questions about what I discussed, you can leave it in the comment section, and I will do my best to answer them or point you in the right direction. And if you're an expert speed puzzler and want to leave some more information about the world of speed puzzling, you could do that in the comment section down below. Now, don't forget to watch the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championship that will be held between September 18th to September the 22nd. Again, you can go to the YouTube channel for the World Jigsaw Puzzle Federation, and you can watch it live. Thank you for stopping by my channel and learning about the world of speed puzzling. Until next time, happy puzzling.